Okay, I don't know if my videos ever get seen by anybody apart from YouTube bots. I have no idea. I don't trust YouTube at all in any way. But I'm going to record a video anyway. So I just tried to log into my Hotmail account, as I don't need to, I shouldn't need to. It seems to me that I get summarily logged out of my own account for I don't know what reason. And I have a Gmail account, which is the account which is the backup account, so I now have no privacy at all. Hotmail or Microsoft knows my Gmail account details, and Gmail knows my Hotmail account details. No one has any privacy anymore. This is a mess. This whole world has become a disgrace, a mess, and we don't have any privacy. We have no privacy at all, and I'm getting really sick and tired of it. I will keep on and on making these videos until somehow or other it has some kind of effect. I'm so tired of this nonsense. Tired of it. Absolutely tired of it. And if there's one thing I've learned in my life, it's that if something is a problem, you have to do something about it at some point, and you may as well do it sooner rather than later. I'm still working out what I'm going to do regarding this kind of issue, but at least I'm voicing my concerns. So there I am using my Hotmail, or trying to log into my Hotmail account. I can't, and there it gives me the option. It says signed in. Okay, I click on that, and then it says, oh, but we have to verify your... Why? Now, when I first started using email back in, I don't know, let's say it was, I don't know, in the 1990s, right? I would log into my email or I would log out of it. It was really simple. It's now a disaster. Everything has been made into an overcomplicated disaster. The simple adage, keep it simple, has been disregarded. I am so sick and tired of this nonsense that we have to go through just to do basic things nowadays, and now it is being imposed upon us. If I want to do something, I don't care if I have to do it the long way. The long way worked perfectly well. These so-called short ways, all they do is cause more and more and more and more and more problems. It's never going to be fixed, and I don't want it to be fixed. Simple is fine. I don't care if it takes a long time to do things. It's better that way. A painter doesn't want his painting to be done instantaneously. He enjoys the process. That's reality. This current nonsense of computing being some sort of resort for everything, it's just got to be abandoned completely. It's a nonsense. I can't be the only person who sees it. I know I'm not the only person who sees it. I am so sick and tired of it. These stupid, infantile babies who are these I don't know what you'd call them, software companies, have this little thing of power. Oh, it's disgusting. I'm just tired of it. I don't want it anymore. Life was fine, perfectly fine, before people tried to stuff everything into computers. It's nonsense. You're connected now. I don't want to be connected. Leave me alone. I'm not interested in your trying to force this nonsense upon me. I'm tired of it. I don't want it. I'm not the only person who feels this way. I think everyone feels this way. It's got to be ended. It's got to stop. It is a bad thing. It's not a good thing. We all know that the internet is a mess. Yes, there might be some minor benefits. They do not outweigh the costs. They don't. Life has been made worse by the internet. Absolutely. I'm no better off. I cannot think of any single way I am better off because of the internet. Not one. It has brought filth and depravity to families, to children, to everyone, in the form of pornography and lack of censorship. Whenever I watch a video nowadays, I used to make a lot of videos wherein I swore, but I made sure that I put an over 18 rating on them. To be fair, not even that will work. Kids can see anything nowadays, and it's filtering out into society, and it's making society a disgrace. And we're all watching it happen, and I don't want to watch it happen anymore. I want it to be fixed. I want it to be improved. Now there are two things here. Firstly, there are people who sadly have a vested interest in corrupting society, because it's their little nasty way of getting control. And then there's the general nature of humans, which is to seek boundaries. Now we have in humanity, we have culture, we have custom, we have manners, we have etiquette, behaviour. There's a film called Jerry Maguire, and the guy called Jerry, the character is played by Tom Cruise, and he's a sports agent who becomes disillusioned with his industry, and at one point he states to all the people in the office in which he works, there is such a thing as manners, a way of treating people. And it's true. I'm summarily locked out or logged out of my email account, and I would imagine it's probably a routine thing to try and make sure that that people don't leave their email accounts just wide open. But that's no one's responsibility but the company who issues the account. And like I've said before, the problem is these companies are too big. They cannot possibly cope with the amount of use that they have because their companies are so big. And the answer is, unfortunately for them, smaller companies. This globalism nonsense has got to stop. It's ruining everything. Think about it. There was nothing in the world which was global before about the year 2000, before the end of the last century. Nothing. Everything was national, and it should be national, because national is about as big as you can cope with. Sometimes even that's too big, which is why you have subsidiary components within a country, like regions or states, or not states, provinces or counties. You know, you have these smaller divisions to make things manageable. This global nonsense has to stop. It's garbage. And yes, there is a specific and particular group of people who love it. Oh, everything's global, so we can delete everyone else's nations, so that we can be the ones in charge. It won't work. It won't happen, boys and girls. It won't happen. We have nations, and they work just fine. No matter what your little nefarious plans and schemes are. And the people of those nations will not just become global citizens as you try to condition them into being. It won't happen. It can't happen, because culture exists. And culture starts at a central point and moves outwards. That's how culture works. Think of bacteria in a petri dish. You put one bacterium in the dish, and it will split and it will grow outwards. That's what culture is. Culture has a central point and it grows outwards. You can't just pretend it doesn't exist. It's a joke, like the European Union. It's a joke. I'm glad that the United Kingdom has left the European Union, although it seems that we've left in many ways, but in other ways we haven't. And I think we should make a clean, solid, hard break and encourage other countries to do likewise. And if you're concerned about Russia, Russia's not concerned about the EU at all, because Russia or Putin knows that the European Union is a joke of people who just follow. They're just followers. There's not a leader among them. Not one. Any leader would leave that nonsense. And we are stronger through alliance, not through submission to some fake government, supra-governmental organisation. It's a joke. We are stronger as nations. If we choose to work together in cooperation on issues, so be it. But we're not submitting to some federal nonsense that serves nobody. It's a joke. Here's a case in point. My country is full to the brim with foreigners. Full to the brim. Everywhere I look, my country's full of foreigners. And there is a specific group of people who love that because they can hide among them. Oh, everyone's foreign, so we're going to be fine. Sorry guys, it's not going to last. I'm tired of it. I'm not the only person who's tired of it. And you can't paint over it with media to the point where it doesn't exist. Every problem eventually becomes evident. No matter how much you try and paint over it, no matter how much you try and pretend it doesn't exist, every problem eventually reaches the point where you have to solve it. And there is a problem. And the evidence of that problem is all around us. And the solution is to return to what we used to have, which worked just fine. Countries. Independent countries. And I want all the foreigners, frankly, in my country to go home. I'm sure they're lovely people. No one's going to say that I'm in any way prejudiced against them. But it's my country, and I want it to be full of my people. At the moment, there are far too many foreigners in my country, and that has been engineered by these globalist freaks. And I want it to be unengineered. I want my country back. I want to get on the bus in my town, and I want to hear English people talking. I want to walk around the shops. I want to hear English people talking. I don't want to hear foreigners anymore. I'm tired of it. And I'm entitled to be tired of it. This is my country. It belongs to me and other people like me, who are from it. I don't want to see other people running around and when I talk to them they say, oh, England is a good country because I have now a good passport. And that passport belongs to English people, not foreigners. English people. They've no business having an English passport. I speak to people now who've been here for 20 odd years. This place is starting to feel like America must have felt when everyone started flooding in to populate that country. It's a mess. America's a mess because of it. They don't have a solid culture at all. It's a mess. And I don't want that to happen to my country. I do not want it to happen. So frankly, we have to push back against this. Call me what you want. Call me anything you want. I'm right. And this is the truth. Multiculturalism doesn't exist. Well, all it means is the destruction of the native culture. I don't want that. When I say native, the original culture. You flood it with migrants from everywhere in the world. All you're doing is creating little enclaves of each individual minority. It's a joke. That's not a country. That's destroyed. And that's what these globalist idiots want. No way. Not on my watch. And I'll do everything I can to stop it. And I hope other people will too. Will do too. There's a whole raft of problems, and that's why I make these videos. I hope that they are viewed by other people, so that other people know that they're not alone, and I see the problems too. And we can work on these problems and fix them.